Hello, my friend, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about 10 benefits of simplifying. A couple of years ago, I majorly simplified my life and have been working on decluttering and minimizing and simplifying ever since. So I really wanted to share with you some of the benefits that I found after significantly reducing the amount of stuff in my home. We've decluttered about 80 to 85%, and I've simplified just a lot in general, including my schedule. There's just been so many great things about it. So I wanted to share with you in case you were thinking that you might want to simplify your life too, or start decluttering and minimizing, whatever it might be. Thank you so much for being here, and let's hop right in. Number one, simplifying is so energizing. Although it takes effort and work and you really have to muster up some strength, both physically and mentally, it is also incredibly energizing. Decluttering is really amazing because you can see the effects or the results of it immediately, unlike so many things where you have to chip away before you actually start to see results. With decluttering, the results are instant, and so that in and of itself is incredibly energizing. It's motivating and empowering, and it just feels so good. So that is one of my favorite things about decluttering, is that it's so motivating, just again because you can see the results instantly. I was one of those moms that was just so overwhelmed. I feel like most of the time I felt like I could never quite get on top of my home. Things were constantly feeling chaotic, and I just hated that element of it. I love being a mom. I didn't like that feeling. So what I realized though, after I started simplifying, minimizing, is that my home became so much more peaceful as it became easier to manage by eliminating this large amount of excess in our home, and it made everything just feel so much more doable, and everything just felt so much more relaxing and peaceful. So I absolutely love that. And that's one of the reasons I say I will never go back, because I cherish that feeling in my home of just kind of relaxing and peaceful. And it's one of my favorite benefits that I've seen. Purging or simplifying your home really helps you evaluate your priorities and kind of just think more intentionally in general. Once you see yourself getting rid of all of this excess or having to eliminate things from your calendar because it got too chaotic or hectic, it really helps you hone in on what your priorities and your values really are. It's just a very thoughtful process, and I really appreciate this kind of intention that I live with now compared to how I lived before. It is amazing how you realize and start to appreciate so much more the things that you actually have. I feel like the things that we really value sometimes get buried underneath a pile of clutter or a full schedule or whatever. And once we kind of unbury and find out what's at the very core that we actually value, or the things that we end up keeping that we realize mean so much to us, we really do discover what we own, and then can start to prioritize so much more easily. As we're getting rid of stuff, keeping things, it's just narrowing our focus in on what we actually value. And that's a really beautiful thing. And it can actually cause us to not buy more, because we realize that we have what we need, we appreciate what we need, and we don't need to go out and buy and buy and buy. The thing that we need might actually be in our home or in our life already. It's just kind of buried. So by simplifying, decluttering, minimizing, you can really start to see what you have and start valuing it so much more. A simplified home is so much more prepared for the future, whether this be a move, a renovation, home projects, any of that. We actually started the minimizing process, the decluttering process 2 years ago, and got rid initially of about 40 to 50% of our stuff, and then decided to move. And it was not something that we had planned on, but there we were finding ourselves packing up our home and not having to wrestle with all this extra stuff or worry about packing it, or do I keep it or not keep it, and trying to make these decisions in already kind of a hectic and emotional time was so nice. So a more simplified and decluttered home is so much more prepared for the future, whatever that might be and whenever it might be. If you're used to simplicity, it makes it a lot easier to travel light. One of my favorite memories of our early marriage is when we first had our son and we did our first getaway. It was overnight, it was a few hours away, and we looked in the back of our car and it was literally piled to the roof with everything you can imagine. Extra clothes, a walker, pack and play, separate cribs, stroller, high chair, you name it. We had it in the back of that car. In fact, we rented a bigger car so that we could haul more stuff. I just remembered that. And looking at that situation in the moment, we were laughing because we thought, well, this is parenthood, welcome to being a parent, and I guess this is how it is for everybody, and we laughed. But looking back on it now, I actually think it's funny for a totally different reason, because I realized that we didn't need all of that. We could have packed so much lighter. So once you kind of get used to thinking differently and living a little bit differently and more simply, it makes it so much easier to go on vacation, to travel. You don't have to pay the extra couple $100s to rent the bigger car to fit all your stuff, and it's just really, really nice. So that is one really great thing about it. It is no secret that less clutter equals less to clean and less to organize, and that is one of the the very best things about simplifying and minimizing is that you're not using up all your energy like me, my story of being a mom and just so overwhelmed and frustrated that I had so much to take care of. And although my family helped, I think it largely falls on mom to do this. And so I just absolutely appreciate the fact that I don't clean as often. And with less stuff, you don't have as much to organize. I used to think if I could just get more organizing solutions, if I could just buy more bins, that my life would kind of fall into place and be so much more manageable. And that's just not true. That's a trick and kind of a trap, because you end up spending more money, and all these bins and totes is just more stuff in your house, and it's just not the solution. The solution is to have less, to simplify, and then you might even not end up organizing very much or at all, which again just saves you so much time. Simplifying definitely helps you kind of define your style, and that's because you are making these decisions. Am I going to keep this? Am I going to get rid of it? And you're going to start seeing a theme and a pattern with the things that you end up keeping, the things that you like to do, the decor that you like to decorate your home with. You're going to see these patterns, and you're really going to be able to zero in and focus in on your actual style. And it's so cool when this happens, because again, it just makes future purchases more intentional. You kind of know what you love. Simplifying will help you develop more efficient routines. My laundry room is my favorite example. I used to have a laundry room that was also the storage room, and it was an absolute mess. It was so overwhelming in there, and because the laundry room was already piled with cleaning products and light bulbs and rags for dusting and any number of things, cords, plus our clothes, it made me very unmotivated to keep the laundry room clean. It made me very motivated to do the laundry. So I would just let my laundry pile up and up. I had no set routine. I didn't have any kind of system going whatsoever. And it made doing the laundry definitely more of a chore and more of a burden, and it was very unpleasant in addition to that. But once I simplified my laundry room and designated it as a space just for doing laundry, I was able to develop more efficient routines. I figured out a sock routine. I figured out, the clothing routine for each member of the family, and it just made doing laundry so much easier. I do it every day. The clothes don't pile up. I don't dread it. It's just amazing. So once you simplify, once you eliminate excess in your life, routines will come more easily and more naturally, and that is a huge bonus. What benefits have you seen come into your life from simplifying, decluttering, eliminating things off your calendar? I am so excited to chat with you in the comments. Thanks for being here, guys. I would love it if you click subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you soon. Bye.